The House of Bernadotte, the current royal house of Sweden, has reigned since 1818. Between 1818 and 1905, it was also the royal house of Norway. Its founder, Charles XIV John of Sweden, was adopted by Charles XIII of Sweden, who belonged to the House of Holstein-Gottorp, which was becoming extinct. History of the royal house. Following the Finnish War in 1809, Sweden lost possession of Finland, which had constituted the eastern half of the Swedish realm for centuries. Resentment towards King Gustav IV Adolf precipitated a coup d'état. Gustav Adolf was deposed and his uncle Charles XIII was elected king in his place. However, Charles XIII was 61 years old and prematurely senile. He was also childless. One child had been stillborn and another died after less than a week. It was apparent almost as soon as Charles XIII ascended the throne that the Swedish branch of the House of Holstein-Gottorp would die with him. In 1810 the Riksdag of the Estates, the Swedish parliament, elected a Danish prince, Prince Christian August of Augustenborg, as heir to the throne. He took the name Charles August, but died later that same year. At this time, Emperor Napoleon I of France controlled much of continental Europe, and some of his client kingdoms were headed by his brothers. The Riksdag decided to choose a king of whom Napoleon would approve. On August 21, 1810, the Riksdag elected Jean-Baptiste Bernadotte, a Marshal of France, as heir presumptive to the Swedish throne. Bernadotte, born in the town of Pau, in the province of Bar-Copyright-Arn, France, had risen to the rank of general during the French Revolution. In 1798 he married our copyright-Sierra copyright Clary, whose sister was married to Joseph, Napoleon's elder brother. In 1804 Napoleon promoted Bernadotte to a Marshal of France. Napoleon also granted him the title Prince of Pontecorvo. As the Crown Prince of Sweden he assumed the name Charles John and acted as regent for the remainder of Charles XIII's reign. In 1813, he broke with Napoleon and led Sweden into the anti-Napoleon alliance. When Norway was awarded to Sweden by the Treaty of Kiel, Norway resisted and declared independence, triggering a brief war between Sweden and Norway. The war ended when Bernadotte persuaded Norway to enter into a personal union with Sweden. Instead of being merely a Swedish province, Norway remained an independent kingdom, though sharing a common monarch and foreign policy. Bernadotte reigned as Charles XIV John of Sweden and Charles III John of Norway from February 5, 1818 until his death on March 8, 1844. The House of Bernadotte reigned in both countries until the dissolution of the union between Norway and Sweden in 1905. Prince Carl of Denmark was then elected as King Haakon VII of Norway. Carl was a grandson of King Charles XV of Sweden, and a great-great-grandson of Charles XIV. The coat of arms of the House of Bernadotte combines the coat of arms of the House of Vasa and the coat of arms of Bernadotte as the Prince of Pontecorvo. It is visible as an escutcheon in the greater coat of arms of the realm. French origins. King Charles John's first known paternal ancestor was Joan de Dupoix, who was a shepherd. He married Germaine de Bernadotte in 1615 in the southern French city of Pau and began using her surname. Through her the couple owned a building there called de Bernadotte. A grandson of theirs, Jean Bernadotte, was a weaver. Another Jean Bernadotte, his son, was a tailor. His son Henri Bernadotte, father of the future Swedish-Norwegian king, was a local prosecutor, from a family of weavers and artisans, who had once been imprisoned for debt. This is a modest family which occupies only one floor of the house in a cross street in a popular and peripheral district of Pau. Two branches of the French Bernadotte family survive. The elder descends from Andrew Bernadotte, an older grand-uncle of Carl John's, with descendants today in the general population of France. The younger branch divided in two, one branch descending from the king's older brother John Bernadotte, the heads of which were French barons as of 1810 with Louvie Palace south of Pau as their seat, and the other branch being the Swedish royal house. Kings of Sweden. 1818 Euro 1844, Charles XIV John, 1844 Euro 1859, Oscar I, 1859 Euro 1872, Charles XV, 1872 Euro 1907, Oscar II, 1907 euro 1950, Gustav V, 1950 euro 1973, Gustav VI Adolf, 1973 euro present, Charles XVI Gustav. Kings of Norway, 1818 euro 1844, Charles III John, 1844 euro 1859, Oscar I, 1859 euro 1872, Charles IV, 1872 euro 1905, Oscar II. Entire royal house. The list excludes in-laws and has persons currently alive in italics, all listed primarily as Swedish royalty unless otherwise noted. King Charles XIV John of Sweden, Charles III John of Norway, King Oscar I of Sweden in Norway, King Charles XV of Sweden, Charles IV of Norway, Prince Charles Oscar of Sweden and Norway, Duke of Tsar Paragraph Domanland, Queen Louise of Denmark, Princess of Sweden in Norway. Prince Gustav of Sweden and Norway, Duke of Uppland, King Oscar II of Sweden and Norway, King Gustav V, now copyright Prince of Sweden in Norway, King Gustav VI Adolf, now copyright Prince of Sweden in Norway, Prince Gustav Adolf, Duke of Var-Karonsi-Storbotten, King Carl XVI Gustaf, Crown Princess Victoria, Duchess of Var-Karonsi-Sturga Paragraphed Land, Princess Estelle, Duchess of Asturga Paragraphed Land. Prince Carl Philip, Duke of Var-Karonsi-Rmland, Princess Madeline, Duchess of Har-Karonsi-Helsingland and Gar-Karonsi-Strickland, Princess Leonor, Duchess of Gotland, Prince Nicholas, Duke of Ingermanland. Princess Margaretha, Mrs. Ambler, Princess Birgitta of Sweden and Hohenzollern, Princess Dar Copyright Sierra Copyright E, Baroness Silveria Paragraph LD, Princess Christina, Mrs. Magnusson. Prince Sigvard, Duke of Uppland, Prince Bertil, Duke of Halland, Prince Carl Johan, Duke of Dalarna, Queen Ingrid of Denmark, Princess of Sweden. Prince Wilhelm of Sweden in Norway, Duke of Tsar Paragraph Domanland, Prince Lennart, Duke of Småland. Prince Eric of Sweden and Norway, Duke of Var-Karonsi-Manland. Prince Oscar of Sweden and Norway, Duke of Gotland, Prince Carl of Sweden in Norway, Duke of Var-Karonsi-Sturga Paragraphed Land, Prince Carl, Duke of Asturga Paragraphed Land, Princess Margaretha of Denmark, Norway and Sweden, Crown Princess Mar-Karonsi-Rtha of Norway, now copyright E Princess of Sweden in Norway, Queen Astrid of the Belgians, Princess of Sweden. Prince Eugen of Sweden in Norway, Duke of Var-Karonsi-Rke. Prince August of Sweden in Norway, Duke of Dalarna, Princess Eugenie of Sweden in Norway. See also, Guadeloupe Fund, Bernadotte af Esborg, Swedish Act of Succession, Line of Succession to the Swedish Throne, Bernadotte Armorial, Bernadotte, Illinois. Sources: Jean-Marc Olivier, Bernadotte Revisited, or The Complexity of a Long Reign, in Nordic Historical Review, No. 2, October 2006, pages 127–137. External links: The Bernadotte Dynasty Family Tree on Kindle, The Bernadottes in Black and White, photos from an exhibition at the National Museum, Stockholm.